Hmm. This ain't gonna work tonight. Oh, let me get to lay down a bit. That helps. Hmm. I guess somebody can hear me. I don't know. I don't see nobody in the chat. Well, am I live? Or is this thing just... Oh, well, there's a shocker that this thing just did that to me. Ugh. Hey, Art, can you hear me? I hope so. Says there's 3 of you in here, but you're the only one in the chat. We may not be many, but we are loyal. I can hear you just fine. Okay. That's one of the main things, and of course my hair is like all over frickin' place, but that's beside the point. I actually wasn't even going to go live tonight because I didn't feel like getting into the diorama thing. It's actually setting up here on top of a bunch of stuff out of my way. You don't want to see my hair. Oh, well. No, I was just worrying about this one side over here sticking up. Hey, Drake, welcome. Now we got a count of 5, but only 2 of you in here, so it may be lagging or because I was playing around with my computer and I didn't realize it counted down to 7 already that quick. And I'm sitting here just doing whatever I was doing, and I just happened to look up and it said showtime. I'm like, okay. I'm a little late, but here I am, live and hoping for the signal not to go out here because I've been trying to live stream out here rather than in the basement, even though the gaming router or router or modem or whatever it is in the basement where I can hook directly to it. But I've got like a booster thingamajiggy out here and a router extender over here, which is what's bringing the signal from the basement. It's just weak. So yeah, time sneaks up on you. You got that right. The day flies too. My mom knows that. She gets off of work and comes home, fixes supper, washes dishes, feeds the cats if I don't feed them, and next thing she knows, it's time to go back to bed and get back up for work again. So I know, I know how she feels at 74 years old working. But I can't work it right now because not because of the showstopper necessarily, but because my dad's brother, my uncle, younger brother, my uncle, is in the house and I've got to look after him because he's getting dementia and everything. So therefore, I'm home. Mom makes good money and she's going to retire this year. I hope she can do it because the way everything is in this world, it's messed up. Hey, Digger, glad you can make it tonight, buddy. So that's how that goes. I hate to see my mom working at 74 years old to try to retire at 75, but she's making good money. I had to quit the school where she's working because I was actually maintenance, or I was maintenance, and then they switched me over to housekeeping full time, and there was a conflict between me and my supervisor, and my supervisor just kind of lost it on me one day and I lost it. Well, I told my mom, who works in the business office under the actual boss that I worked under, or the main boss. I told her that's it. I can't do it anymore because the business manager was agreeing with the supervisor that I was working under in housekeeping. The maintenance supervisor at the time was great. I mean, he had no problem with me, but this woman that was a supervisor for housekeeping at the time, of course, now there is no supervisors. They totally eliminated the position, and of course that particular woman that was a supervisor at the time of housekeeping is now retired, or she quit and retired or whatever, to be down there for her kids down, or her boys that has a cleaning business down North Carolina, South Carolina, one of them, down around Myrtle Beach, wherever it is. I don't really care where she's at, honestly. So, but enough about that. I'm just glad my mom's able to do it. Besides all the other problems around here. And I basically clean the house, do the maintenance around here since my dad's gone. So, you know, what was four hands is now two hands. And of course, I get arthritis in my body during the winter when it's colder and when there's a bad rainstorm, which we've got today and tomorrow. So anyway, with the racing videos, because I know somebody might ask if there is any. There is not any from last weekend because I did not get to go. I was not really what do I want to say here? Sort of not really in the mood to do much. I wasn't really out here that much. It seems like every time I come out here, it's just like I want to be out here doing something, but when I get out here, I guess I'm thinking of my dad and everything when I'm looking, trains, his trains and everything everywhere. I guess it's just a bad time, because I mean, this shed has a lot of memories, with my dad and I being out here. So, together. So it's just hard right now, and really I don't even know how I'm doing anything with the race car, because I'm doing that alone. I have really no help here at the house to do anything to it. The only help that I might have is some friends up at the actual track to if there's something wrong. But hey, Nancy, glad you can make it. I hope everything's doing somewhat okay for you. I know the outside world of you, or outside of you, isn't that great, but what little parts you might still have is I'm hoping is going okay. So let's see, we have Digger, Nancy, Art, and Dwight. Wait, it looks, I don't think I missed anybody. It says 7 of you, but I believe we might only have somebody's probably watching behind the screen rather than in the chat. So, which is fine, if they're busy, totally fine. I understand. Sometimes life gotta come first. So anyway, if you scroll back up, guys, to the beginning of the live chat, in the actual chat section, I left 4 messages that you might be interested in reading, just to post them up there. Like I said earlier tonight, I'm just not in the mood to do anything with the diorama. So that's just kind of out of the subject right now. I did, however, glue this before when I first came out here. So the Tyco bridge is now glued up with, of course, one of my favorite glues, and if I can get that on the camera, and Vinny's favorite glue. A lot of us probably use this, but Model Masters, which obviously we're not going to be able to get anymore unless we're lucky that somebody's going to sell some on eBay or one of those other places, that might just happen to have a supply to get rid of it. So, had an emergency this morning, but I'm hanging in. Well, don't want too many emergencies, Nancy. But I understand, sometimes you have them. Thank you, Art. It's an old Tyco bridge. And I know if I show that, they ain't gonna show up. But it is labeled Tyco somewhere on the bottom. Right there. It's going to be kind of dark and small. So, but it is labeled Tyco. So, not sure where I got it. Probably from a train show or somebody sold me something that it came with it or sent me something or something like that. But it's the perfect bridge for that diorama. So I did get those sides, glued on there that they ain't all loose and everything because I need the sides to it in order to prop it up, on the bridge abutments that I cut out, the foam abutments. So there's Benny. Welcome, cousin Benny. Big bro. Barn full of trains. Welcome. Glad to see you in here. But anyway, again, guys, go up to the very top of the chat before the live chat actually started. You'll see some messages in case you're interested in any of that. I left it in the chat. That way everybody could read it. You don't have to donate. I'm just suggesting, if you can donate a little bit of money, go to my PayPal account, which you see down here at the bottom of the screen going across. And if you would be interested in getting on the panel as a guest, my email address is in there. And if you see that going across the bottom of the screen where my PayPal address is, just put on the end of the Hot Rod Rodney 25, just put at gmail.com on the end of that. And technically it's my email address also. So I just thought I'd put it all up there. So it's up there. And I think I'm going to sneeze, guys. I'll try to turn my mic off if I do that, so we don't have everybody jumping out of their seat. And plus, there is a message up there that says rate this channel in the comments of this live stream, which means not actually in the live chat, but down in the comments when it becomes a video. Rate it so I can get an idea of how my channel is going. You don't have to. I mean, I'm not going to mention names and all that if you know, but I'm just trying something different. You don't necessarily have to do it, but I am not going to rate this stream. So anyway, I don't really have anything to talk about. That's I did get a racing order today that I ordered. Ordered some new racing belts, a new window net, some roll cage padding, which was a kit, and it came with wire ties and racing tape to put it on or with or whatever. And there's Dave BNSF in scale. Welcome, Dave. And I'm not too sure who this is up here. Let's give him a 10. Everybody 10. Yeah, that might be a new channel there. I'm not too sure if I've seen them in here before. Oop. Didn't mean to put that up there. Oop. Come on. Working on water project. Hey, there's Chazco. Welcome, Chazco. And I'm still not sure of who this is, but everybody seems to be saying hi to Chazco. Yeah, I'll try my best, Start. I just put that there to see if anybody would actually do it. I mean, I'm not going to go against everybody that, might hate my channel or love my channel. I don't particularly love the channel and I don't particularly hate the channel, so I can't really vote for myself. Well, evidently it must be a model railroader because they're working on a waterfall scene. But I just ain't too sure who it is because they're new. I don't remember the name. So anyway, I got that order today, and of course, 100% chance rain today and 100% chance tomorrow. So it's kind of hard to actually take old seat belts out and put new ones in, because the garage is, well, occupied with other stuff. You have over 400 subs. Who we talking about, Drake? I have 435, 36, something like that. It's been stuck at 430 and 435 for months now, so it hadn't really changed anywhere. Did that other guy say that was wrong, Vinny? Oh. Did Vinny time somebody out? Maybe. Vinny's on the job. So anyway, I might as well go ahead and say some more stuff about this layout. I don't have my other camera plugged in tonight because this was just a, run out here with the computer thing and hope that I got a signal. I was going to say if I could get my other camera plugged in, maybe I could point at the mess that I've been trying to clean up slowly. But definitely at the actual places that I'm going to be talking about, that I'm going to probably be removing and to try to open up the main layout some more again. It was open, and when my dad was alive, I decided to build more levels per se. So give me a second here, and I'll see if this camera. Oh, the camera ain't coming on. Maybe it's this cord. Let me see if I can rid of the extension and see if it'll. Must have been the extension wire. Okay. So sorry about the shakiness, guys, but that level right there of all the piled up stuff that I've been trying to clean up is probably going to be coming down. This part of this level here that actually is the same level as Prestonburg, where my finger is, that goes into Prestonburg. That part of that level will possibly be coming down. I will be moving my dad's Marks train and that little Lionel steam engine of mine, that's HO. I will be removing that um, level as well, just to kind of open up this main, this whole main platform again. Back above where that stool is upside down, where you see those legs sticking up to the stool, there is an old part of the layout that used to that my grandfather built, as well as that big brown long piece back there, which you can't see a lot of it, but it's up there behind the legs of the stool. It's actually the longer framework, and then there's a smaller piece of framework that my grandfather used to set up for my dad and his brother every year at Christmas up in the attic. And the one section was actually cut for around the chimney to the furnace. So I will not probably tear those. I know I won't tear the small section out because it has the one Lionel train that switches over on it. I will probably though put the Marks Lionel engine, or it's a Marks engine, but it smokes. That one will probably go up there on that little platform in a circle. And then there's a maintenance engine that is sitting there beside my little HO Lionel engine. There's a maintenance train that I made up, just, something that I threw together. It will probably go up there in a circle. And the reason being is I want to try to get as much as the big stuff up, going up on a higher level as I can, because it's bigger and it's easier to see when it's up higher rather than little HO stuff. So, but there is some HO stuff which you've seen in my train running videos, which is up above where that upper train is setting. That is the level, the next level up, where I was running the trains and recording them for the challenges and the running train videos. That train that's setting on that lower, or the next to the lower shelf, is actually that engine is actually, I believe that's the one that has a Hagerstown, Maryland metal plate on the bottom of it. When Lionel came to Hagerstown for 1 year, they manufactured that engine. It's a 2029, I believe, locomotive that smokes. And I decided to, I seen on eBay that somebody had a Western Maryland tender on theirs, custom made. And then my dad had all those Western Maryland hoppers, and I added on with them after he passed. So he had like the 6 original hoppers that's up front was his, and I added like I believe there's like 4 more on there, something like that, to make up a train of 10. So That made a nice, a nice long hopper coal train out of all that. So but there's not too many of those 2029s with a Hagerstown plate on the bottom. There is another one that has the Line L plate, which is the same engine. It's just wasn't the one that was actually, they probably made it at the same time, but they didn't put Hagerstown, Maryland plates on all of them. So I'm going to set the camera back down and go back to my other cam here a couple minutes so I don't have to shake the cam all over the place and make everybody sick. So that's a little bit of history for some of the trains, and two pieces of the platform. I'm sorry I couldn't get a better view of them because of the stuff I was cleaning up. But the place is a mess, and everybody knows how it is. The layout becomes a catch-all when you move the stuff from one area to another and then try to go through it if you're not interested in working on the area that you cleared out at the moment or at that particular moment. So, and there's New Ferris Railroad joining us. Shane's Trains, welcome. Who else did I miss? Yeah, cleaning up every now and then, Art, is, yeah, well, this has been like this for probably since my dad passed. I've been moving stuff around and going through it slow, and it's just the way it happened. Stuff was tore up at the time. We was trying to clean stuff up, and then he started getting sick and found out he had cancer and everything just, everything just fell into my hands out here, and now it's, instead of 4, we've got 2. So it's not fun when you got to clean it up yourself, but most of us in the Model Railroad community is by ourselves. So, we don't have a crew of, 10 working on a railroad. Now, if I could train the outside cats out here to come in here and work a second shift, I would obviously be a genius to even try to do that, but and I would have them all over YouTube if they did do that. Trust me. My YouTube channel would probably be blowing up with all kinds of views and subscribers. Yes, it does easily power up. And the sad thing is, yeah, several years back, I got a divorce. So at our old house that me and the ex was actually living in, because mom and dad had purchased this place, so there wasn't actually no layout here when they first moved here yet. The layout was still up at the old place, out in the old an old outbuilding that actually used to be a milk delivering business, they used to have a walk-in freezer unit and all that in it, when it was a dairy business. And we're talking about the old type dairy business where, you had the old trucks to haul the milk around and, deliver it up on the doorstep. So that's how old that place was in history. But anyway, but when I had to get a divorce, everything the house had to be sold and the layout had to be tore down, and this is actually recycle, repurpose, and all that, like Ray Boble, the words that Ray Boble uses, the 3 R's. So, but everything in here, but maybe besides the newer stuff that I might have put in, is all recycled stuff from the old layout and the old train room. The walls, we tore the walls down. We tore the lights down at the time. Of course, I replaced the lights here not too far back, like last year, or actually this year, the beginning of this year, I guess, or might have been the end of last year into the beginning of this year. But I put all LED tubular lights in, and it makes a difference. I mean, you don't have to worry about those going bad. I mean, if they do, then of course you replace the whole unit. But 10 of those on Amazon cost me like $100 and some dollars, and they got an on and off switch in the cord, but you can link them together. You can plug one into the other, so you can link like 4 on one receptacle, and take 4 more and plug it into the same receptacle and run it. Or you can probably expand them as far as you want, just so you don't overload one receptacle. But I mean, they work great. They actually brighten this place up compared to the old fluorescent tubes. So I mean, you'd come out here on a cold day and the fluorescent tubes wouldn't even be warm yet when you turn them on, because they got to warm up. Well, then you start the heater and you come back out and the lights are actually popped on, but some of them might be flickering and all that. And well, I just decided it was time to bite the bullet and start buying the fluorescent, or not the fluorescent, but the LED tube lights. And I can probably, let me go to my other camera, and this might get a little bright, guys, I'm not sure, but I'll try to get one on camera after everything falls. But there's one of them right there. It's just 2 tubes with, technically all it is a LED strip going through each tube. You can only turn it, mount it one way, or unless you want it pointed up, from the ground or from something. But That's one of them right there. There's a total of, I'm going to say, 10 of them in here right now. I've got another case in the house in the basement that I will probably be adding more because I will have to have lights under the layout to do stuff, and I will have to put at least one of something up here in the loft to be able to see. So, but I just decided it was time to get rid of the fluorescent bulbs because we was spending like $50 a case for bulbs, and we was using these old, fluorescent lights that we've had for, since I can remember us buying them. Because we took all that. I mean, we took the lights out of. I mean, we took the lights, we took the electric, we took the walls, we took the ceiling. The ceiling that's up. Why I got the camera switched. I'll try to get a view of the ceiling. That drop ceiling up there where the lights are. All that was put. All that was up in our old layout room. So out in the old building. So like I said, we had the fluorescent lights, and up at the old place they worked better than, because there was better walls and better heating and stuff like that in the building. Where this is a shed, so it's a little different. It's insulated and everything, but it's not totally airlocked or totally closed up in places. So it does when it gets real cold out and I'm out here and I might be in my sweatshirt and my flannel shirt and my t-shirt that I normally wear. I start getting chilly and I look down at the stove. The stove might still be lit, but I know it's getting cold out and the cold is taking over the heater. Now, all that might eventually change in the future. I'm still thinking about getting electric baseboard heaters to put one out or back in the back of the shed, one out here in the front, and putting them on a thermostat out here out front to both of them, or two different thermostats. That way, I can put the back one on and turn the front one off, or something just to keep some heat in here. So, like, if I have paint or something setting, it don't freeze up, and this, especially glues and this kind of paint from Walmart and stuff like that, so it don't get all gummy. And I mean, I've never really had much problem with this being out here as cold as it gets out here with no heat, but I'm real surprised that it ain't bubbly and everything. So, but that's a little bit of history from the old layout to this layout. I mean, like I said, I was divorced, and mom and dad just sold that house since they had this one, and I wasn't able to pay rent or do anything up there by myself anymore. Of course, we wasn't really paying rent anyway. We had my now ex believing that I was paying it. Mom basically was taking some money from me for the mortgage for this one to help out. And basically I was up, we was actually up there living for free, but that's the little secret to that. So, and I did the maintenance and stuff up there since I knew the house and the yard and so forth. So it was a messed up time, but hey, it's in the past. Water under the bridge, so they say. So, but I'm just glad that we got to bring the electric and the drop ceiling and the walls and the actual layout and everything with us, to recycle and repurpose and reuse all that stuff so we didn't have to spend, a couple $1,000s to buy all of it again. So you should make that into a man cave, have your own place to hang out in. What we talking about, right? The train shed? There's really no place to hang out in here. I've got it to build up that, you got a workbench over here behind all this junk. You can see the brown part right. Let me get my screen out of the way. Right there. Oh, down here. Might not even be on camera. Right there. This thing right here is a bench that we got free. It's actually a shelf that was used for where my mom and I used to work at a vending place, as in vending machines, not bending, vending. As in sandwich machines, ice cream machines, all the old type machines, the Vendo brand machines, not probably what they have now. They got newer type stuff, but this is actually like I'm thinking it's maybe, well, it goes from that wall to right here to where my dad's controls are. And I know Prestonburg and Abbeville and the top level, which is the passenger level, is only 6 foot long. So this is like maybe 7 or 8 foot long. And the reason we put it in here is because it made a good workbench. Dad had his side, I had my side, and I bought Harbor Freight, one of those little miniature grinder buffer wheel things to put in the middle of us, and it also had a attached Dremel where we could clean wheels or do projects or whatever. Now, since I'm in here alone, one side of this will probably be like a building section. The other side will be like a repair. That way I don't have to move one or the other out of the way and to do the other. If you have paint drying or something, at least you can just leave it on one side and go over there to that side. Now there will be, I mentioned this before, coming off of Prestonburg, out of the tunnel across the removable bridge, there will be a train and just maybe one or two spurs and this is going to be like a workbench maintenance yard type thing where I can bring, something that needs worked on, put it over here in one of the spurs, and it'll actually be on the maintenance bench waiting for me to pull it off, actually work on it, and put it back on. And then the theory is to have an locomotive or something come over and pick up the cars if it's rolling stock of some kind, pick them up, take them back to wherever and put them back in service. Where I might have something else that I can drop off, pick up the ones that was already repaired, take it back to the yard, put it back in service, and put it in trains or whatever. That's the theory behind that. Just to do something different. I kind of like it to the idea. So but then that'll come off. It'll be a main line, but it'll come across where my dad's transformers are, which you can see back there shining. And of course, they'll come across what will be Ron Canyon or some name similar to that is going to be in memory of my dad over here because it's around his old desk where his transformers are. So that's the theory behind that. And then of course right here, this will all get changed around, and this will be called Casper Curve, after the house cat that actually died the Friday morning before the Sunday afternoon when my dad died. So our cat died, and then my dad passed away that Sunday. But Casper passed away Friday morning while my dad was in the hospital bed in our living room. So under the care of hospice and us. So anyway, guys, it looks like we're over a little couple minutes. So thank you all, well, looks like all 8 of you. That's still not bad, I guess, for a little stream of talking. Usually I get more people, but I guess a lot of you may have left already. I just wasn't paying attention to the chat. But anyway, thank you all for showing up. Everybody have a good evening or morning or night, wherever you may be, whatever time zone you might be in. Be careful out there. Be safe. God bless. And hopefully tomorrow night on my other live stream, Fallen Flags Friday, I should be on the air. If not, I will do a video because Fridays are going to start kind of probably having to fade out because of racing the car on Saturdays, and I use Fridays to, if I load the car early or do last minute stuff instead of trying to do it race day. So I thank you all again. Like, share, subscribe, and comment if you want to, and don't forget to ring the bell wherever it might be. I believe it might be on that side for you all, on the right side when you look at it. So it would actually be my left, but your right in this case, because I'm backwards on my screen. So don't forget to fill in the little icon bell, is what I was trying to say. So you don't miss any upcoming stuff on this channel. And everybody have a good one. And thanks again for joining in. And don't forget tomorrow night also at 8 p.m. BNSF 6951, hanging out with the cuz, 8 p.m. Right after Fallen Flags Friday, if it goes on the air. So we'll catch you all later. And thanks again.